Welcome to the 12th lecture of Economics and Management. In today's lecture, we will talk about cost management system and activity costing system. There are two parts of this lecture. Today we will proceed with the first part. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in today's lecture. We will talk about cost management system, cost accounting system, what is the meaning of cost accumulation and cost allocation, what is cost objective. Then we will talk about types of cost, direct cost, indirect cost, and unallocated cost. Then we will talk about categories of manufacturing cost, in which direct material cost, direct labor cost, indirect manufacturing cost. So what is meaning of cost management system? So cost management system is basically collection of tools and techniques that identify how management decision affect the cost. So it will help to calculate overall cost of the inventory or overall cost of the company. It measures the resources used in performing the organization's activities. So what does this cost management do? Firstly, it will measure the resources used in performing the organization activity. The activities include not only production but all the things selling, buying, everything. And second thing the cost management system contains is it assess the effects of decisions on the cost of these activities. So it will assess the decision of management on the cost of these activities. Then uses of cost management system. Why any company or any inventory required cost management system? It has two uses. First is external use and second is internal use. External use means what? It provides aggregate measures of inventory value and cost of goods manufactured for external reporting, like to the investors, to the creditors, or other external stakeholders. For example, if there is any company and that company wants loan from the bank, so that company needs to give all its cost management system or all its total cost to the bank, so that bank will assess its resources, its overall cost, and it will decide whether that particular company is eligible for the loan or not. Or if there is someone who is interested in investing into that company, then that company needs to give its overall cost management to that investor, so that investor will decide whether that company is eligible for investing. Or creditors, like creditors means bankers and all. So these are the external uses. Then what are internal uses? The cost management system helps to provide cost information for strategic management decision and cost information for operational control. So what is meaning of strategic management decisions? For example, if the management exactly know what is financial condition of their company or overall cost management of their company, then they can decide whether to build a new plan uh, for any production, or whether to build a new plant for any production, where to build that plant, and how much to invest into the plant. So this is a strategic decision they have to made, or what to produce, at what amount to produce, or whether they can produce any new product. So this is a strategic decision they can made on the basis of information about cost management system. So for internal uses, there should be accurate cost information. If you have to take internal decisions like strategic strategic management decisions, like they have to decide whether to start a new plant, then they should think whether they are having enough money to start new plant, whether they will be in profit. So these are the strategic decision. So for taking such a strategic decisions, they need to have exact or accurate information about cost. But for external uses, it is not mandatory to have accurate cost information. So these are external and internal uses of the cost management system. Now, what are the examples of a cost management system? There are three types of managers in this system. First is financial managers, second is production managers, and third is top management. So why these managers require the information about cost management system? So if financial managers have all the information about cost of the inventory, or cost of the any product, or cost of the any plant, so that they can add that item into their balance sheet for their financial report. So this is what written: financial managers, they want to know the manufactured cost of inventory so that the item can appear on the balance sheet of their annual financial report. Then production managers wants to know the cost of performing setup for a production run in order to compare a target cost established as a part of process improvement program. And the top management wants to identify the profitability of several product lines to establish the optimum product mix. For example, if there is any company and that company is producing 5 products, so the product 1 is getting higher profit and product 5 is getting least profit, then depending on their cost and their overall production, the top management can make a decision whether to produce the product which is giving least profit, or how much to produce the product which is giving least profit, and how much to produce a product which is giving higher profit. So that's why a top management required the cost management system. Now next is a cost accounting system. As we have said, cost management system contains tools and techniques which gives you information or which assess the effect of top management onto the overall cost. So cost accounting system is such a tool. So cost accounting system is the most fundamental tool that supports all cost management system. It measures the cost for the purpose of management decision making and financial reporting. So this is what cost accounting system. Now there are two types of cost. First is cost accumulation and second is cost allocation. What is the meaning of cost accumulation? The cost which we can naturally classify, right? So cost accumulation is the process of collecting cost by some natural classification such as material, labor, activities performed. For example, if we want to calculate a cost of making any product, so how we will calculate that? We will calculate cost of that product depending upon the material used for that product, the cost of material, the labor used for making that product, so labor cost, and activities performed for making that product, right? So this is a cost accumulation, that the cost we can directly calculate. What is the meaning of cost allocation? Cost allocation is the process of tracing and reassigning cost to one or more cost objectives, such as activities, processes, departments, customers, and products. So, cost allocation, for example, if if our college is investing or buying 2000 benches for overall university. Now the number of benches used by computer department, right? So depending upon number of benches used by computer department, we can calculate the cost of department, or the number of or the number of infrastructure used by computer department. On the basis of that, we can calculate the cost of department. Or for example, a product, let's say there is one machine, that machine is producing 2 to 3 products, right? So the if machine is producing product 1 for 2 hour and product 2 for 3 hour, so depending on machine hours, we can calculate the cost of product, right? Product 1 and product 2. So this is cost allocation. Now in second definition, we have used one term, cost objective. We will talk about it. So what is meaning of cost objective? A cost objective is defined as anything for which decision makers desire a separate measurement of a cost. Anything for which decision makers want to calculate a separate cost. For example, departments. I have given one example, like if university is investing, if university is buying some infrastructure, then how much infrastructure used by department, on the basis of that department cost will get calculated. Or if university is hiring 200 teachers per year, then how many teachers are working in computer department. So depending on their payment, the cost of computer department will get calculated. So in this case, decision makers wants to calculate separate cost of each department, right? Instead of calculating overall university cost, they want to calculate cost of each and every department. For example, products, for example, territories. If government is giving some financial help to the state, then in which part of the territory how much help is given, so that will be the cost of that territory, right? For example, bricks laid, patient seen, tax bill sent, student hours taught, etc. So these are the cost objective. Means what? Decision makers desire a separate measurement of cost for that particular thing. Now, direct cost and indirect cost. So we will first talk about direct cost. So direct costs are those costs that can be identified economically and exclusively with a given cost objective in an economically and feasible way. Economically feasible way. So in this case, for example, if we want to calculate cost of any machine part, right? So direct cost is what the on the basis of which the machine part cost we can easily calculate. For example, if in this case machine part is a cost objective, right? So of which a cost we have to calculate. Now what material we have used for making that material, what material we have used for making that machine part. So depending on that material cost, we can easily calculate the cost of machine part, or how much labors we have used for making that machine part. Depending on that, we can directly calculate the cost of machine part. So direct material cost is directly attributed to the machine parts cost, and direct labor cost is directly attributed to the machine part cost. Likewise, if we are providing a service like healthcare service, so in that case, if we want to calculate a cost of patient, how it will calculated? The fee he have given to the doctor as a consultation fee, and the test he have done into the hospital. So test cost plus consultation fee will be his total cost. So doctor consultation cost is directly attributed to the patient, and lab test cost is directly attributed to the patient cost. So this is known as a direct cost. Now indirect cost. Indirect cost that cannot be identified economically and exclusively with a given cost objective in an economically feasible way. For example, let's talk about machine parts. Now see, supervisory cost is indirect cost. How it is indirect cost? Let's say there is a supervisor. Whether that supervisor is supervising only one machine part? No. He may be supervising 100 machine parts. So can you allocate his cost to the machine part? Like for machine part 1, supervisor have worked this much hour. For machine part 2, supervisor have worked this much hour. At the same time, he is supervising so many parts, right? So supervisory cost cannot be directly attributed to the machine parts cost or machine cost. Any machine, let's say there is one machine who is producing product 1 and product 2, or part 1 and part 2. So how much time that machine is producing part 1 or how much time that machine is producing part 2, so we cannot calculate it, right? So or that machine may produce 100 parts per day, of product 1 and 100 parts of product 2. So the machine cost cannot be allocated or cannot be directly attributed to the total cost of machine parts. Let's talk about healthcare service. Let's say we have to calculate the cost of patient. We have seen how direct cost is attributed to the patient cost. Now, if in hospital there are 400 or there are 10, 50 patients are sitting at a time, and all the patients are using power and AC, right? So can you attribute the power and AC cost to each and every patient? Mm, we cannot attribute it, right? Or nursing cost. Any nurse can attend 4 to 5 or 6 to 7 patients at a time. So can you allocate nursing cost to the uh, cost of patients? So power and AC cost and nursing cost are not directly attributed to the patient's cost. So this is known as indirect cost. Now there is one more type, that is unallocated cost. Direct cost and indirect cost are related to the total cost, right? Or they are having some relationship with the cost objective. But a few costs may not have such a relationship. They are known as unallocated cost. For example, in case of machine part is a cost objective. So unallocated cost is research and development cost. Now, whenever any company is investing into a research and development, they are investing it for a future, right? That the invested cost is not related to the product which is producing at that time. So this is unallocated cost. Now accounting cost. Accounting cost is also not related to the machine parts. How? Because we are not only doing accounting of that particular part, but we are doing accounting of all the products. We are doing accounting of sales, production, buying, selling, right? So accounting cost also um, unallocated cost. Now in case of patient, machine maintenance cost is unallocated cost. How? See, if there is x-ray machine, then maintenance of that x-ray machine we can't relate it to the patient. Or legal cost, if there is any patient who is not satisfied with the service of that hospital and he have filed complaint against that hospital into the court. Now whatever legal expenses that particular hospital is facing, that cannot be related to the patient cost, or they cannot attribute it to the patient cost. So this legal cost is unallocated cost. It does not have any relationship with the cost objective. So this is unallocated cost. Now categories of manufacturing cost. So direct material cost, direct labor cost, indirect manufacturing cost, or factory overhead or manufacturing overhead. So we will talk about it. Now direct material cost. So what does it have? Direct material cost are the cost of acquisition of the materials that are physically identified as a part of that manufactured goods, and that may be traced to the manufacturer good into an economically feasible way. Means whenever we are producing any product, the whatever directly physically identified parts of that product, on the basis of that physically identified parts used for producing that product, we can calculate the cost of that product, right? For example, if you want to produce any cupboard, then steel bars used for making that cupboard, aluminum sheets, iron casting, and sub assemblies, etc. On the basis of cost of this material used for making that cupboard, we can calculate the cost of cupboard. So this is direct material cost. Now indirect material cost. For example, if we are using glues, paint, screws for making that product, we cannot calculate the cost of all this product, right, directly. How? Because whenever let's say we can't say ki a single cupboard required this much amount of glue for making that cupboard, or this much amount of screw, right? Or if any cupboard is required 10 screws for making that particular cupboard, then the company is not buying 10 screws, right? It is buying so many packets which is contain thousands of screws. So that cost cannot be directly attributed to that product. So glues, paints are indirect materials. The cost of tracing their cost to the product is more than benefits of having more precise product cost. If you start to allocate or if you start to calculate, if if a single cupboard is required 10 screws, then the company is producing 1000 cupboards, then how much will be the cost of single cupboard for utilizing screws? So it is very difficult to calculate, and it is a cost, it will cause a cost, so it is having less benefits. Now direct labor cost. Direct labor cost are the wages of all labor that can be traced specifically and exclusively to the manufactured goods in an economically feasible way. So the number of labors used for making that particular product, right? So the labors can be machine operators or assemblers, the one who is assembling that product. So these are on the basis of these two we can calculate the cost of that product, or these two attribute directly to the cost of that product. But lift operators, storeman clerks, plant guards, supervisors, etc. are indirect labors, right? The lift operator is giving service to so many peoples who are working on different products. Um, so we cannot attribute lift operator cost to the final product cost. Tracing their cost to the product may far overweight the benefits of more precise product cost. So these are direct labor cost. Then indirect manufacturing cost are the cost other than direct material or direct labor that are associated with the manufacturing process. Uh, Other than direct material and direct labor cost, uh, the remaining costs are known as indirect manufacturing costs. Example: indirect material, indirect labor, power, supervisor salaries, property taxes, rent, insurance, depreciation. So these are the indirect costs which are not attributed directly to any product. So for today, we will stop here. Thank you so much.